All right, and we are off. You do always start the combo randomizer here in Zebus on Samus's ship. And then there are the entrances and portals that you can use to get into Link to the Past. And as Fiesel in chat is mentioning, we do have a tournament of this game starting next week. Oh, Spazer being there on the Hylia Island. If you check the information here in chat, there will be a Super Metroid A Link to the Past combo randomizer that has a $750 cash prize pool. All right, so we got some bombs there from the Sanctuary. That'll be really helpful in this little starting area when you head through Kakariko Village to be able to go through Blind's Hut, Bottom of the Well, Chicken Hut, and then the South Shore as well to check our item locations. Nice tree pole giving us additional bombs. Maniacal heading down here to the south side of the lake area. Going to be checking in the dam. Getting our first Super Metroid item there with some super missiles. And a big 20 there on the Lumberjack ledge. So Aga 1 will not be required for Lumberjack today. Oh, Bush Crab's given 20 rupees. So that's a quick way to pick up some additional money. And we've got Morph Bombs right there in the mushroom location of the Lost Woods. And an E-Tank, the Thieves' Hideout. Could potentially be a sign saying that we may be doing some hell runs or going to be needing extra health to go through something like the Super Metroid Gauntlet. Still going to need the Morph Bombs. Ooh, Ice Beam. Second E-Tank. Some missiles. Red Rupee and a heart container. Alright, so let's see what's going to be here in Blind's Hut for Totori. 5 items. We'll be starting out with a heart container. Nice find. A little bit of couch cash. Super missiles. The final item in the back, some power bombs. Alright, Maniacal making it over here to the Ice Rod Cave. Opening that up for the Bug Net. Bottom of the well starts out with a heart container, the magic hammer, E-Tank, and a big 20. Nice to find that hammer early. That is one of our 3 items necessary to find to gain our Dark World access in Link to the Past. We need the hammer, the gloves, and the moon pearl. Or potentially both glove upgrades and the moon pearl. All right, and the bottle vendor holding another heart container. Pretty healthy seed so far. 2 E-Tanks that we've seen, as well as quite a few heart containers. Right, so Kakariko Village, having a little bit of health, a little bit of ammo, and the magic hammer so far. All right, now we're going to be heading south of Kakariko Village here, checking what's in the library. See if boots are going to be required for this item. Piece of heart. Don't think we'll be seeing our runners head back for that once they, or if they find the boots. All right, Elm and Scotty or Tatori just checking the item here at the maze game for 50 rupees. I'm not actually going to go through and enter into the maze today. All right, our map check. Looks like we had a pendant on the right, 5/6 crystal at Desert, and a normal crystal, I believe it was number 2 at Tower of Hera. It looks like Iris is also having a little bit of a stream freeze. We'll definitely be catching up to see where they're at later once that comes back up. And our uncle holding the bottle. Would have been really nice to have started out picking that bottle up before heading to Kakariko Village so that we could have turned that into the sick kid. We may not see Elminster turn that in until he gets the flute and heads to activate the flute again. And the mushroom there that I missed maniacal checking earlier. We'll have to see if we're going to save that mushroom to do a fake powder glitch or if we may need to turn that mushroom in for some progression, such as the morph ball that could potentially be there. Elm with the hammer in hand is going to go through the Zelda escape sequence. Finding that small key here in this first chest makes it so that we know that there is potentially going to be an item in the dark section of the escape sequence through the sewers that could potentially be the dungeon map or an actual progression item. Ooh, Iris getting knocked out from these mean mini Moldorms. 1 heart left, gonna go with the bomb strats. Gets it dead. Very nicely done. Ooh, there's the boots. That's really nice find. I'll have to see how long it takes for anybody else to go through this escape sequence. So far, all we found is the morph bombs for Super Metroid and the ice beam. No real progressions so far besides our ammo. And Elm getting ready. Ooh, getting really close with his health there. Gotta avoid this green guard, get that final chest before he does a death warp. And he is intentionally taking this death here. He isn't dying accidentally. He's dying so that he can go back to the beginning of the dungeon and not have to walk all the way back through all of those rooms. Makes it a little bit faster as far as routing so that he can just head straight to the back areas of the dark escape rooms here. And Tatori also making the play up here to the escape area. He'll be able to pick up his first bottle as well as his boots. I think that may have been the green pistol pendant dungeon, not crystal, at Eastern. So that may be vanilla. All right, and Maniacal making the play over to Sahasrala's hut and the Eastern Palace area. Still hasn't been to the... Oh, All right, Elm picked up probably a piece of heart, I would suspect. It didn't look like he had the dungeon map. So it was probably just something small, or it could have been a Super Metroid item that we are not able to see. Sahasrala's closet holding a piece of heart, big 20, and another piece of heart. Now, the dark room areas that Elminster is going through right now are not currently in logic. The lantern would be required for logic in Link to the Past. It's never expected, even in hard logic, for the seeds that you should have to do any of these dark rooms in Link to the Past in hard logic. And he's going through here trying to find the rat to drop that small key, and he finally got it, so he's able to hopefully make it through. The next couple rooms should be really easy. There's 3 chests in the back of the escape area here. Tottori or Scotty going to be picking up their boots right now. Maniacal finds the Morph Ball in Eastern Palace. Wow, alright. Finally, some Super Metroid progression. So it may be a little while before Maniacal makes it to the escape sequence to pick up those boots. It gives Elminster, Iris, and Tottori a little bit of an advantage to have those boots already. Since Maniacal's found that Morph Ball, he may be thinking to head just straight into Super Metroid. And it may take him a while to actually head back through the escape area to find those boots. Oh, and Iris takes that death there. I believe that was also an intentional death warp. Hope. Yeah, okay, looks like they're heading to the back area now. Scotty giving us a look at the Bonk Rocks item here for Blue Mail. Nice pickup. And Scotty also going to be turning in his bottle here at the Sick Kid, so we will be able to see this check. Maniacal did exactly as I predicted and went straight to Super Metroid, picking up a reserve tank or a nope tank from the Sick Kid, turning in that bottle. And Maniacal is going to be heading straight through the Super Metroid gauntlet. All right, Iris, just about through the dark sequence areas of the escape. I'm going to be finding those 3 chests in the back, and then hopefully heading over to Eastern to pick up their Morph Ball as well. Maniacal doing a really good job through the Super Metroid escape area, or the Super Metroid gauntlet area here, as Tottori turns in their mushroom. Elm continuing their progress through Eastern Palace. And Variasuit in the Super Metroid gauntlet. That's very, very nice to find. Some power bombs for our Link to the Past mushroom turn-in at the Witches. A couple more items here at the back of the Super Metroid gauntlet. Let's see what else Maniacal's able to find here. Some bombs and high jump. Ooh. Nice to find the high jump boots there. All right, and Scotty to be our second player entering into Super Metroid. I don't think that he went through Eastern yet to pick up Morph. He may be thinking that it could be vanilla. So he's gonna be probably a little sad to find that Morph Ball is not going to be here for him. All right, Elminster, having picked up his Morph Bomb and finished up what he could in Eastern Palace, he's going to be going through the South Shore area locations. Oh, 100 rupees there for the original Morph location. And Maniacal heading through Green Brinstar. Gonna be checking. Oh, there's our power gloves. And Totori finding that it is not a vanilla morph. Our second blue potion here behind the Green Brinstar Reserve. Elm picking up his mushroom. A piece of heart for our early supers location, and Power Glove picked up by Maniacal. That is 2 out of 3 required items for our Dark World access. And Scotty, or Totori, heading back up through Super Metroid, who probably has an idea now that further progression for Link to the Past or Morph is going to be in Eastern Palace. Elminster making it through Mini Moldorm Cave, picking up their Ice Beam, as Maniacal's going through the Edacoons area. All right, Iris, gonna go through a couple checks here additionally. This is a missile item location in the original game. Today it's upgraded to super missiles. Really nice wall jump climb there by Maniacal. Ooh, but misses the morph right there. We got it this time. And Totori heading towards desert instead of eastern. Gonna check Agena Cave. Piece of heart in the desert. Come on, Scotty. Let's go to Eastern. You got this. Maniacal dropping a power bomb there to open up the wave gate room. Oh, the bow! The bow at Waterfall Ferry. That puts Eastern back on the map. We still do need the lantern, but all right, missiles there on the Zora ledge, and Pantsneck letting me know that Iris found the silver arrows. Good compliment to the bow that Elminster just found, as well as another bottle with a fairy in it. Maniacal going for the Spore Spawn Supers as Iris heads up to Billy May's room. Piece of heart for our Spore Spawn Supers, a shield, and a big 20 for Billy Mays. All right, and having picked up the morph bombs in the Lost Woods, Elminster is going to be forced to fight the Bomb Chorizo. Interestingly, in in the Super Metroid Randomizer or this combo randomizer, the bomb Teresa may not activate if you haven't already picked up the morph bombs. So if you pick up morph bombs before you head into Bomb Teresa, the boss can actually activate before you pick up that item. Did Maniacal get Speed Booster? Or I was going to say, why is he going to Waterway if he doesn't have Speed Booster yet? But Green Hill Zone there, just a piece of heart. Totori about to pick up their Morph Bomb from the first chest here in Eastern Palace. Choosing to save and quit and will likely be heading directly over to Super Metroid. A 20 rupees there at the Terminator item location. And Elminster checking the back section of the Super Metroid Gauntlet. He will see high jump boots and likely plan to go pick those up at a later time. But he will definitely want to make the play through Super Metroid Gauntlet to pick up his Varia suit. All right, and Maniacal making the play over here through X-Ray. Having the Varia suit makes it a little bit better to do some of the deboosts and movement that he needs with his 4 E-tanks to get through this area. Also, having high jump boots makes it a lot easier. All right, Old Mother Brain item, just a regular missile pack. So, so far, Scotty making the play back through the Blueprint Star area, not missing anything that he could have checked earlier. Elm picking up his Power Glove. Iris is trying to do the wave gate glitch here. It's a lot easier to do if you have high jump boots. When Maniacal came through here originally, he did have the high jump boots, so he was able to get it a little bit faster. X-Ray only some bombs today, and Iris has not yet made it over to Green Brinstar. They came through Blue Brinstar, so they have not picked up their gloves yet. All right, Elm finishing up with Edakun's. Gonna be grabbing his E-tanks here. Maniacal doing a quick energy refill at the bottom of the red tower after the X-ray check. And Scotty finishing up with Billy Mays. Maniacal giving us a look into Spacer Beam location, which we know Spacer is on the Lake Hylia Island. I don't think we'll see anybody picking that up. And Iris heading through the Edakun's rooms. Picking up quite a bit of extra ammo for both games with the arrow capacity upgrade there. And Maniacal making the play with high jump boots over to Kraid. With the single shot, really good job getting that early, the Spore Spawn Supers item. And Iris heading over here. Not going to reserve, though. All right. I'm hoping they'll make their run back through Green Brinstar Reserve to make sure to pick up their Power Glove. So the Kraid missiles must have been Lantern. I did miss that item check while I was watching some of the other runs here. Maniacal gonna give us a full Kraid fight, or are we gonna get the Kraid quick kill? Oh, Kraid quick kill. Very nicely done. And our Kraid item for the day, $300. So that is a logical double dip requirement of Eastern to get Morph Ball to then head through for Kraid to then find the Lantern. We still also need flippers. All right, Iris seems to be making the play up to reserve here in Green Brinstar. And our E-Tank from Kraid today, a little bit of love. All right, and Totori getting that wave glitch as well. I'm Maniacal with our first checks here into Upper Norfair. High Jump Boots E-Tank is a heart piece this afternoon. Gets the door blasted open. High Jump Boots is missiles. Kind of feel like missiles and High Jump Boots actually traded locations. All right, Elle making the play over to Kraid. He'll be picking up the Lantern here from the missiles. And Maniacal heading straight over to the Ice Beam. Oh, misses the Mock Ball, but oh, gets it. Nice. Totori going through the remainder of Green Brinstar. A couple more checks that they have here at Edakun's. I'm going to see if Iris heading back up to the Criteria area is maybe thinking Super Metroid Gauntlet time. And I missed the Ice Beam item. Womp womp. Elminster also getting the Kraid quick kill. Crumble Tower today, just a pack of missiles. I think the most confusing thing about some of the hard logic, especially the Varia suit being at the Super Metroid Gauntlet, is that with hard logic, you are required to do that crazy wall jump to get to the gauntlet, or you're going to infinite bomb jump up there. So it's definitely showing a little bit of hard logic going through today. And Iris is giving us a look here at this wall jump. She nails it. Very well done. Also heading through the high jump area. Maniacal at the Upper Norfair Reserve finding a pack of bombs and 2 additional items here. A heart container and some more bombs. All right, Iris about to find out that their play here is definitely going to pay off, picking up their Varia suit. And Scotty, Totori here going to find the high jump boots at the back of Super Metroid Gauntlet. I suspect that will probably have him also clearing the Gauntlet area as well, having seen it from behind and making this backwards play back up to Criteria. Iris going to be picking up their high jump boots here as well. Maniacal filling up a little bit on energy here. I'm going to head over to the speed booster item location as well as the 1 item above the speed booster door. Elm showing off a really cool piece of tech called the Crystal Flash. It requires 11 power bombs, 10 super missiles, and 10 missiles. And you have to be lower than 50 energy and have empty reserve tanks. And that allows you to fully refill your health by reverting some of your ammo into energy. Right, and Totori on his way up to the Super Metroid Gauntlet as Elminster comes out here in the Death Mountain area of Link to the Past, one of our other 4 portals between games. Picking up the old man with gloves and lantern. This is fully in logic, as well as obviously the access to Death Mountain through Super Metroid for Elminster. And he's rewarded with our first sword. Very nice find. Maniacal going over to the wave beam location to get some power bombs. Iris here looks like they did an infinite bomb jump to get up to the Criteria power bomb location to find a blue rupee. Not going to be keeping those. And Elm checking the spectacle rock item inside. Definitely going to be going to pick that up. There are not hints included in the Super Metroid A Link to the Past combo yet, but this does put our bow into logic. Also, I think Elm may have enough. I think he went back to Super Metroid. Yeah, I was gonna say, having picked up the flippers, he save and quit. And Maniacal grabbing the mirror from the bottom right of Bubble Mountain here. That is also fantastic find. All right, Iris giving us a look here at the top of the red tower or the Alpha Power Bombs location. Elm heading in the right direction over to pick up his Varia suit as well. Maniacal going for a gate glitch here to try and push his missile past the gate. So little bit difficult to do, especially with regular missiles, because they move at a little faster speed than super missiles. But this would give him early access to the Crockermeyer area. All right, so it looks like the red tower top, or the Alpha Power Bombs location here, is not going to be anything worth. The E-Tank's nice, but most of these runners can complete Super Metroid with lower health. Elm did not actually go through Gauntlet. He's gonna continue. He's gonna do the continuous wall jump over the moat. Oh, he's gonna do the... Okay, he's gonna bomb over the moat. Oh, just shy. Just short. However, Totori does get the continuous wall jump and makes it over the moat. So very well done for Totori. Having high jump boots may have helped with that. Elm bonked the roof there. All right, and Maniacal now heading towards the Crockermeyer area. Oh, and Elm just short again on that bomb jump. All right, heading on to Phantoon, our second Super Metroid boss. As Iris heads over to Kraid, we'll be picking up their lantern and getting their first Super Metroid boss as well. Maniacal here at everybody's favorite 8-eyed friend of Super Metroid, Crockermeyer. All right, Crockermeyer's finished, and we find the Moon Pearl, our second little circular item that we love to find in both of these games. Scotty's doing a really good job with Dopplers here on Phantoon. Finishes. Oh no, he got enraged. Oh no. That was really close. Probably another missile or so of damage on Phantoon, and Scotty would have had that. But he used a super just a little bit early. And Iris also finishing up with Kraid. He did not get the quick kill on that one. And Scotty finishes up with Phantoon as Elm starts it out. Maniacal going for the gate glitch here again because he doesn't have speed booster, so he's not able to actually check the gravity beam location very easily. So he's kind of going backwards. All right, and Scotty is going to be giving us a look at some of these additional wreck ship locations. Oh, I meant grapple beam. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Elminster with a really great Phantoon gets it done very quickly. Ooh, magic powder there, the Indiana Jones item location. And Scotty is going for this this bomb jump here to get out of the water. Gets it. Very nicely done. And Iris Isothe is heading up to the ice beam location to pick up some additional missiles. Or not picking them up at all, but at least she sees them. All right, and the E-tank here at the back of Wreck Ship that Tutori is giving us a look at. 5 bomb capacity upgrade. I don't believe that he saved before heading over here, so he's gonna make the trek all the way back. Like Elm's doing now, you have the ability to save here before actually going back to check the item, and that kind of allows you to check the item, and if it's not anything you want to keep, you can just reset back to that save point. Maniacal doing a really good job with the infinite bond jump here, but where is he going? Why is he trying to jump left? I'm confused about what Maniacal's doing. Okay. Climbing back up. And I mean, MST, I know that he's trying to get the magic powder up here, but for some reason he's going left when he gets high enough instead of right, but maybe there we go. There we go. All right, Elm has reset his game after seeing the bomb capacity upgrade there at the E-tanks in Wreck Ship, and the attic item on the right is just missiles. And the last item check here for Maniacal super missiles behind Crocomire. All right, Elm's going to be checking the attic item here. And Iris heading towards Bubble Mountain through the cathedral. Tutori giving us a little look over here at the missiles in the sky item location, riding on these cute little buggy dudes. Oh, but he falls off. Oh no. Oh, he's gonna power or bomb jump up. Okay. Iris picking up their mirror. Really nice show of some bomb jumping skills by our runners today. Oh, nice. Super missiles in the sky instead of regular missiles today. Some additional super missiles. Very nicely done by Iris getting that wall jump in Bubble Mountain. Oh, Michael almost had that climb there. Very nicely done. Elm and Scotty kind of back to back checking the same items. They'll both be heading towards bowling at the same time as Maniacal just almost gotta make it up there. Nice. All right. Maniacal has finished up with the Crocomire area. Iris heading over to the speed booster location. Two more items here in the Wreck Ship area that we'll be able to check. The one item behind bowling here that is not the boomerang, that's held by the Chorizo, as well as the vanilla gravity suit location. Maniacal picking up the old man here on Death Mountain. Gonna be grabbing his first sword as well. We'll likely head up to Spectacle Rock and spot those flippers and pick them up. And it looks like Rex ship was pretty much a bust. There wasn't any progression or anything there that's really helping our runners out. All right, Elminster needs to make the play into Super Metroid Gauntlet. I think he will likely refill at the ship. I guess he's also going to check the criteria power bombs here. But then I suspect we'll see him head up to Super Metroid Gauntlet. Maniacal going for the bomb jump and Spectacle Rock, but doesn't quite get it. All right, Iris, having checked everything available to them here in Bubble Mountain, maybe gonna think about heading towards Rex ship. I guess they also have the Crockermire area available. All right, Maniacal with Mirror in hand. That gets him the access to the top of Death Mountain here to Tower of Hera. This is one of our crystal dungeons, so we will likely see him complete it out. All right, finding the big key there in the front of the basement of Tower of Hera. Maniacal's gonna head on through. And Elminster finally making the play over here to the Super Metroid Gauntlet, gonna be picking up his Varia suit. Iris hanging out with Crocomire. Gonna be picking up their Moon Pearl. Maniacal picking up the map there from Tower of Hera. I think we've only seen the big key in the map so far. I don't think he checked the item at the middle in the first floor. Heading up to the big chest now. Could potentially be finding the small key or their second item. Okay, there's some arrows. And the key logic in Tower of Hera could end up making it so that the small key that's needed to access the basement is actually locked in the basement. So it depends on what item we find here on Moldorm may send us to the basement of Tower of Hera to find our final item. All right, I'm doing a save and quit after finishing up on criteria to go to Death Mountain, which would then give him faster access to Norfair from this portal above the old man's cave. Oh no, Maniacal got knocked off. Bad Moldorm. Bad. Tatori making a couple checks here that we've already seen Iris and Maniacal go through and make. Spazer here today is just holding some additional rupees. We do still need rupees for some of our Dark World access games as well as King Zora. All right, Maniacal finishes up with Moldorm as well. I'm going to see here. It's some power bombs. All right. So the small key, I believe, is locked in the basement for Tower of Hera. But Maniacal does pick up our first crystal from completed dungeons here in Link to the Past. Elm spotting that mirror in the bottom right corner. Gonna run over and grab that real quick. Scotty, seeing that lantern, knows that he wants to grab it. That is our current fire source for Link to the Past. Piece of heart on the floating island of Death Mountain. And Maniacal jumping down to head into Spiral Cave. Maniacal has not yet gone through the escape sequence of Link to the Past to Zelda's chest. The boots, Pegasus boots for Link to the Past, are in that escape sequence. So he's taken his precious time walking through Spiral Cave very slowly. And he gets an E-Tank there in Spiral Cave. Nice pickup. I believe that puts him at 6 or 7 E-Tanks. Scotty is trying to get the quick kill, but has to shoot Kraid in the mouth or the eyes there to get him to open up, but misses the quick kill. Doesn't look like Scotty actually has any missiles currently, so that's interesting. All right, Maniacal here in the cave we like to call Paradox Cave. 7 total chests here. Piece of heart, the single arrow. The Book of Modora, our desert access, as well as space jump. Nice finds. Those are good finds. We don't yet know whether or not Boots is going to be required for anything such as our Desert Palace access or potentially anything in Ganon's Tower. We do know that the library just has a piece of heart, so don't anticipate to see our runners heading back there. Maniacal, having picked up the Book of Modora, is going to make his way back across Death Mountain here to check the Ether tablet. He won't actually be able to collect whatever item is on there until he picks up an upgrade item for his sword, so that he has the Master Sword or Tempered to get the actual item on the tablet. But it looks like it's just missiles because the hint on the tablet says some kind of flying bomb. All right, and Iris going for the bomb jumps here in the Crocomire area. Don't believe that they got the magic powder, but they're heading over to the grapple beam location now. Oh, they did get the powder? Sweet. All right, and Maniacal with our Dark World access heading over. So we have the green pendant at Ice Palace, our second 5/6 crystal at Swamp Palace, and the red pendant at Turtle Rock. All of our other dungeons will be the regular crystals. Right. Hype Cave of medium hypeness today. E-Tank and a shovel. That could hold quite a bit there. And Elm already heading through during the lava dive. I missed that while I was looking at the map checks in Hype Cave, but does a very good job to get here into Ridley's Hideout or Lower Norfair. right. Scotty finishing up with the other upper Norfair checks that he's able to do. All right. 3 bombs and a big 20 at Gold Teresa today. And Al just does a reset. Maniacal heading back to the... Oh, his mirror spot. Okay. I was going to say, he already got the item from the man under the bridge. Where is he going? But mirror. Got it. Iris here on Death Mountain picking up the old man, gonna get their sword upgrade just as Totori grabs the mirror from Upper Norfair. Elm going through the same little checks here. He is likely gonna head into the mire area, though he hasn't been to Crocker Mire yet. Be able to get a little bit of knowledge to find out what medallion may be required for Misery Mire. And it's Bombos for Misery Mire. Gravity suit at checkerboard. It's a huge deal to find that. This lower Norfair dip definitely going to be paying off. All right, and the Mire right items there, the Mire shed items, I mean, only being Big 20 and some additional Super Metroid ammo. All right, our Desert Ledge item today is an E-Tank, and here we will see if Desert Palace is going to end up being boots locked today. It is one of our 5-6 crystals, so it is a required dungeon, and the verdict is not boots locked. Maniacal heading up to King Zora, going to be our first runner to give us a look at whether or not the 500 rupee cost for the item today is going to be worth it or not. All right, I'm picking up the big key for Desert, heading out. And doesn't look like it's... I mean, Super Metroid ammo is pretty important until you find the... till you find the charge beam. So it's not, so far, not a terrible find, but definitely not the kind of progression we are looking for. And based on where Totori currently is, I may guess that they could possibly be heading towards the lower Norfair as well. Yep, looks like Totori is going to be going for a lava dive, heading into Lower Norfair as well. As Elminster heads over to check out Lamulus, Iris popping in to visit our friend Moldorm. Taking it really slow. Oh no! Second runner to get knocked off the platform by Moldorm today. Elminster has not picked up the silver arrows from inside of I believe it was at Construction Zone in Super Metroid Blueprint Star area. So he's going for regular arrows against Lamulus. Maniacal, the first runner to enter into Palace of Darkness. I think there is an item still in the big chest of Desert Palace. Yeah, Elm's dipping back into the front half of Desert. I believe that he kind of took a risk that Landmolus had the item instead of having it be in the big chest, which is, it works fine. All right, Maniacal making the play over here to the right side of Pod. I think I missed the first key chest not being a key, so I think that Palace of Darkness is bow locked. Scotty trying to decide if he wants to head into Gold Chorizo to check to see if the item there is actually going to be something he wants to look into. All right, Elm with Gravity Suit in hand, heading back into Lower Norfair here. He and Scotty are kind of side by side with the bomb jumps. Doing a really good job. Oh, Scotty! So close. All right, Iris checking out the Paradox Cave here. Going to be picking up their book and screw attack, or space jump. Maniacal working his way through Palace of Darkness. This is fully completable for him. Oh, and the flute! The flute there in the basement of Pod. Very nice find. And Elm taking a look at Mickey Mouse today. Just some missiles. Still a nice find, like I said, until we find that charge beam. We may have an ammo requirement within Super Metroid. All right. See, Maniacal does not yet have the big key, so I don't think he's going to go through the hammer jump here, and he's going to walk past for now. Totori is going up against the Golden Chorizo, getting that perfect spot right inside of his foot to be able to just shoot directly up with super missiles. The Chorizo will catch a missile, but then while it's holding that missile after it catches it, you are able to continue to shoot additional missiles into it. And it looks like Maniacal got Speed Booster there in the dark rooms of Pod Basement. Nice pickup. And this should be the big key here in the Harmless... Oh! The big key is going to be in the Dark Maze then. Iris, having picked up their flippers from Death Mountain, popping into the Waterfall Ferry here, going to grab their bow. Tried to check out what the fairy gave for free today and does not have empty bottles. We've only gotten 1 green potion, 1 blue potion, and a fairy in a bottle. All right, and Maniacal finds the best boomerang in the big palace, or the big chest of Darug Palace here, heading back towards the boss. Gonna be going up against King Helmosaur. Right, Elm heading up against Ridley here. 30 super missiles should do the trick. Elm definitely came in here with plenty of those. I think he just got it done now. Very, very quick. Very nicely done, Ridley. Canadian Owl asking what's going on with Totori. Totori came through the portal from Link to the Past at Misery Mire into the Lower Norfair portal and then went to Golden Chorizo. And when he did the reset at Golden Chorizo after finding the items were not progression or anything needed, he did a hard reset of his game. And that, when you haven't saved in Super Metroid, that just sends you back to the ship. So he's just had to start over from Crateria, but he hasn't lost anything or any of his items. All right, Elm making the climb up through Lower Norfair. There's a few items here that he'll be able to check on his way out. Maniacal making the play here into Palace of Darkness boss room. He'll be going up against Helmosaur King. Gotta break the mask on the boss's face first, which will then reveal the green gem that you then have to either use your sword or shoot it with the bow. You can't hit it with the hammer, but the range for the hammer is so close, and he is using the hammer here, it looks like, but you got to get like literally inside of Helmosaur's mouth to hit it. All right, so far just some ammo through the Lower Norfair escape area. All right, and Totori picked up their sword, heading up to Death Mountain. I'm going to be seeing those flippers inside of Spectacle Rock. Elminster found plasma. Was that at the fire fleas? Oh, thank you. Magic cape from Helmosaur King. Pants neck, everybody. Mr. Pancakes 905, my tracker for this afternoon. I know we haven't seen the bumper ledge yet. All right, Maniacal making the play here to the back of Escape. He never went through the dark rooms. We don't know what item it is at the Dark Cross because everybody who's gone there didn't have Lantern yet. But Maniacal may now be thinking finally to go through the escape sequence, which is where he'll find his boots. All right, he went back to Sanctuary, so he's not thinking front of Escape currently. Totori picking up their flippers as Iris is heading through Palace of Darkness. Going to be going to Oh, he's going straight to the dark maze. All right, Maniacal is activating his flute. That's a really nice item to find. It helps with routing quite a bit and does give him that access over to Desert. He will still need to find his second glove upgrade or the Titan's mitts before he's actually able to head towards Misery Mire in the Dark World, as well as the checkerboard to find his gravity suit. But right, Maniacal also routing in Sick Kid with the bottle turn in at the same time. Having picked up magic powder from the Crockermire area as well, he's going to be able to check out what our magic bat has for us this afternoon. Mama Turtle holding a heart container, and I believe that was just some regular missiles. Totore opting to pick up the compass from Tower of Hera. What? And using bombs. Which works. Yeah, it works. Whatever you gotta do. All right, Elminster, having checked the items at the front of Meridia here, going to be heading up to the sandy beaches and wishing well. E-Tank so far. Scotty, what are you doing? All right, Maniacal making the play over to this area of the Dark World, the Village of Outcasts, quite a few item checks, as well as 2 dungeons that he's able to access. He will not be able to complete Skullwood since he does not have the Fire Rod. Chest game, giving just a little bit of money back, only missing 9 rupees out of that. And Iris finishing up with the Dark Turtle room here in Palace of Darkness. Scotty getting bodied by some beetles. Iris dipping into the Helmasaur King fight as Elm, with no speed booster yet from Palace of Darkness, here in the Aqueduct, going to be checking out these sand pits. All right, and Iris, having picked up silver arrows from, I believe, the Blueprint Star location at Construction Zone, 1 single arrow shot into the face of Helmasaur King's gem, picking up their magic cape as well. All right, Maniacal finishing up with the first 4 chests here in Thieves Town. Totore taking on Moldorm and finishing that off as well, garnishing their first crystal from Link to the Past. The left sand pit, not holding any progression that Elminster wants to pick up or keep. And a heart container and arrow capacity upgrade. So I'm going to be heading from Aqueduct. Likely, might see Elm do a snail clip before heading over to the Botsroon area and then on into Dragon. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna go for a snail clip. All right, and gets it first try. X-ray scope and some missiles. So Elm with 2 out of 3 items needed for the microwave beam, plasma beam, and X-ray, but no charge beam yet. Maniacal heading through Thieves Town, doing a very good job of making it through these goblin rooms. It's a lot easier to get through these rooms with the goblins in them when you have boots, because you can just kind of boost through them. But he hasn't picked up boots yet. So far, we haven't needed boots, but we can still find out if anything's going to be required in King's Tomb potentially, or where Ganon Tower Big Key maybe. Very nicely done with Botsrune there by Elminster. Without Charge Beam, Botsrune with Super Missiles is very, very quick fight. All right, Maniacal checking the big chest here in Thieves Town, finding the map. There's the Maiden's chest as well as Blind still remaining. Tutorial picking up there, Screw Attack and Book. I keep saying Screw Attack and I mean Space Jump. Cane of Burna in the Maiden's chest of Thieves Town. A really nice find just before heading into the blind fight. The blind fight is predictable. You're able to go through and kind of beat the fight just with a couple of predictable movements that blind does. But if you somehow get out of sync or you miss a hit, then the Cane of Burna can help out as well as deflecting damage and hitting blind. Oh, ouch. All right. 3 more hits to blind for Maniacal as Elminster enters into the Dragon fight. All right. Very nicely done by Maniacal. Elm has knocked out all of these little turrets on the side walls that shoot missiles at you. Kind of a pain. Iris talking to a fish in the water, getting a 10 bomb capacity upgrade. Maniacal popping into the C-shaped house. Oh, I totally missed Titan's Mitts from Blind. Thank you so much, Mr. Pan Snack. Mr. Pancakes 905. And Scotty heading backwards through the escape area here with Lantern. We're going to be able to see what item it was in here. Ah, power bombs. Okay. Iris also picked up red mail just now in the Bunkrux because they got the blue mail at the grapple beam location earlier. So that's a final mail upgrade for them. Just thinking about it, Titan's Mitts from Blind, that's French vanilla. All right, digging game giving 50 rupees. Not super awesome. Elminster has finished off all 4 bosses from Super Metroid. Mother Brain is now open and available to him, but I don't think we'll see him do Mother Brain until the end. Definitely going to be checking the Plasma Beam location. And Totori heading into Desert Palace, going to find that he'll be getting a pretty open dungeon Not boots locked. And hammer pegs check here by Maniacal. Reserve tank. Alright, popping into Plasma Beam, finding half magic. I would not leave that behind. I would definitely keep that. Tutori picking up their original big key from Desert Palace, going to be heading back. He may actually stop and open up the big chest since he doesn't have the quick mirror location to the left side. Fire Rod! Is that Fire Rod or Ice Rod? It looked like Fire Rod, but it might have been Ice Rod. One of them rods there. If anybody from chat can tell me what color it was. Oh, Ice Rod. Okay. Stumpy holding a little bit of love for us today. Maniacal, with mirror in hand, remembers that he did pick up Shovel from Hype Cave. Is going to be able to check what the Shovel location item is. Missiles. Alright, Tutori looking for that fairy room with only one heart. Trying to find out which block it is to push. And Iris heading finally through the area here in Thieves Town. Going to be heading to the basement to pick up the maiden before heading to the Sunshine Room to fight Bland. Maniacal going to be turning in our purple chest. A little bit of love. Alright, and Maniacal here in the desert area. Definitely the right area to be picking up gravity, but also checking... Alright. Checking the Bombos tablet to find an arrow capacity upgrade. And Elm here checking the X-ray beam location. We know that that's just some bombs, so nothing here that he's going to be wanting to pick up or missing out on. Everybody's kind of doing things that other people have already done. And Iris Isothe is about to pick up their Titan's Mitts from Blind. Very nicely done. Already finished 2 rounds. Maniacal here at Checkerboard Cave going to be picking up his gravity suit. Looks like Tutori hasn't actually made the play towards Zora yet, so he does not have the bow. Unable to use the silver arrows against Landmolis here. opting for some sword pokes, sword slashes, sword dashes, spins, and also swapping over to the hammer. Elm is kind of doing every play except the one that will get him the Moon Pearl down in Crockermeyer's area. Maniacal making the play here into Desert Palace after getting his gravity suit from the checkerboard cave. And Maniacal makes the same play as Elminster after picking up the big key from the vanilla chest in Desert Palace, opting to mirror directly back to the left side entrance. And then heading straight back into Lanmolis on the gamble that Lanmolis has the item rather than one of the dungeon items like, oh, I don't know, the compass. So Elminster's making a couple more checks here. Link to the Past with his flippers going to be checking the old man, and then probably heading to Zora, King Zora, to turn in his 500 rupees. Maybe not. But he is staying in Link to the Past instead of heading... Oh, he could... Oh, he's got Mirror, though. Okay, he's going to head towards Hera. Iris activating their flute after having picked up the Titan's Mitts may also be heading towards the Misery Mire area to make their checks there, get them the gravity suit as well. Alright, Tatori with his flippers going to be popping in to the Waterfall Ferry. Gonna grab their bow. Alright, and just as everybody's kind of going over and doing the same things again that everybody else has already done, I'm going to quickly just call out the tournament for Super Metroid A Link to the Past combo randomizer that starts next week after the holidays this weekend in the US. It will be a 1 versus 1 player tournament, not co-op like our previous tournament had been. And it does have a $750 prize pool. So if you're interested in participating, or if you have any questions about the combo randomizer in general, if you're looking to get started, you're also welcome to come join the Discord. And definitely want to be getting a bunch of new eyes out here, maybe some new entrants into the races every week. And we will also be looking for volunteers for the commentary and tracking. If anybody is interested, you're welcome to contact me for that as well. Maniacal making the play here from the Misery Mire entrance into Super Metroid using that portal. Going to be able to check out some of the Lower Norfair items here and also finish off Ridley. And Iris hopping here to Hype Cave, going to be picking up their book and as well as an e-tank. I mean, their shovel. The book was in Paradox Cave. My bad. And Totori, after picking up the Morph Ball here in Eastern, save and quit. He didn't actually go through and finish up any of the other dungeons. And Maniacal here making really good use of the room here with these red rippers. They have a really high chance to drop super missiles and can also drop some health. So he's farming up super missiles here to be able to go through the rest of Lower Norfair and head up against Ridley. All right, and Iris dipping over into the Misery Mire area, going to be getting that information about the Bombos medallion, as well as hopefully mirroring over to check the checkerboard cave and pick up their gravity suit. Elm is now making the play into Paradox Cave, going to be finding his Book of Medora as well as his space jump. That may end up... I'm trying to think of anything that could potentially point Elm towards Crocomire, besides having to last location Moon Pearl. Right, Maniacal making his way through Lower Norfair, going to be heading up here to the Mickey Mouse room. He'll likely be heading just straight directly towards Ridley to finish up that boss and one more boss on his Super Metroid item locations. Does a really good job so far making it through the amphitheater. Very nicely done. Totori is going to full clear Eastern Palace. Bow in hand, I suppose that perhaps that's where he's thinking logically he is needing to go. I guess he hasn't been down to Crocomire either. I didn't realize that. Both he and Elm went to Lower Norfair, but not to Crocomire yet. All right, Totori, silver arrows in hand, a single shot per Armos Knight, finishes him off. Gets his blue pendant as a reward, and finishes up. Iris doing a really good job, same as Maniacal, using the ice rod to head up against Armos, but switches over to the bow and silver arrows and gets that done. All right, very well done by Iris, finishing up Desert Palace, getting their 4th crystal. Elminster back into Super Metroid. Hopefully, he's probably going to check through Blue Brinstar, pick up his silver arrows since he hasn't made the playthrough here yet, and then hopefully head down to Crocomire. Maniacal, with 31 super missiles in hand, needs to make all of these hits, or at least all but one. If he misses one, we'll be all right. But he's going to start out with super missile or with regular missiles before switching to super missiles here against Ridley. Iris now picking up their gravity suit from the checkerboard cave. Tottori looks to be heading back towards Lower Norfair. Maniacal finishing up with Kraid. Very well done. I mean, Ridley. I was just thinking that... Sorry, Ridley. Gets the wave beam. All right, Elminster finishing up with his checks here in Blue Brinstar with Billy Mays. And resets back to the beginning of the game. All right, so Scotty is making a play through the worst room in the game now. He has not yet made it over to the Misery Mire area, even from the Lower Norfair portal. He did go in to the portal, but he used it primarily as just like a save. He didn't... He reset after he checked the Crocomire, or not the Golden Trezo items, but hasn't made it over to Crocomire yet. Alright, Maniacal's got Plasma Beam now. All right. 3 of our 4 runners currently in Lower Norfair. Tottori does not yet have the gravity suit from Checkerboard, as well as Moon Pearl from Crocomire. 300 rupees there at the Three Musketeers location. Very nicely done by Maniacal, making it out through that room. All right, where are you going now? Iris doing a really good job of making it through these big key hunters. This little shaft area can be a little bit difficult. But with gravity suit, Varia suit, and plenty of health, our runners shouldn't have to worry too much about making it through there. Scotty doing a little bit of farming here. He's a little low on super missiles currently, so he's going to want to be sure to farm up some ammo before going up against Ridley. And Elm finally makes the play towards Quackermeyer. Going to be picking up his Moon Pearl. And Iris using the speed booster here, trying to get some of those Shine Spark Echoes to finish off the Metal Pirates. And then opts to switch over to Super Missiles. Still would be lovely for somebody to find the Charge Beam. Alright, Elm picking up the Moon Pearl. Definitely a big step there for his progression items. That's his Dark World access, so he'll be able to pick up the Titan's Mitts from Thieves Town, as well as the Flute for routing in Palace of Darkness. And Maniacal now dipping into Meridia. Gonna be finishing this up fairly quickly. Toturi gonna be dropping down into the Ridley fight just as Iris is farming up a little bit of additional health and ammo. Doing a pretty good job from Toturi and Iris here, going up against Ridley. Toturi is just about finishing him off. And we go. Elm's got the magic powder now, going to be picking up, or at least seeing the red mail here at the grapple beam location. And Iris, just a little bit more damage might be needed for Ridley. Could have it done now too. And they're done. Very well done. From Toturi and Iris to finish up Ridley. Going to be picking up their wave beams as well. All right, Elm is finished up with Quackermeyer on his way out. Right, Toturi just got a little bit left. One more big key hunter here, and then they'll be able to get Plasma Beam from the Fire Fleas and head their way back up out of Lower Norfair. I'm hoping on their way out of Lower Norfair with Wave Beam in hand, they may think Quackermeyer is a little bit more easily accessible and head that way to also pick up their Moon Pearl. Right, here in the Hype Cave location. Going to be picking up his shovel. Tottori and Iris on their way out. And Maniacal, with a really good ice clip there, going to be checking Shack Tool. Elm making the play directly over to Pod. We'll give him a nice push once he picks up the speed booster as well as the flute to head back to Village of Outcasts so that he can turn in his bottle at Sick Kid as well as activate flute. Right, just some rupees there from our friend Shack Tool. And Tottori is making the play over to Crockermeyer, so we will see him pick up his Moon Pearl just a little bit behind Elminster. All right, Maniacal here in Botwin's room, and doing a really good job with a lot of those fast-firing missiles. Tottori just got a little bit more to push Crockermeyer forward, but a little low on ammo. Oh, nice drops there from the little fireballs. Gets quite a few missiles and an additional super missile or two. And there we go. Elm picking up the flute as Tottori finishes off with Crockermeyer. Going to grab their Moon Pearl. Iris heading into Meridia now. Following right behind Maniacal. Going to be checking quite a few item locations through here. Stormy Treasure in chat asking, is this 2v2 or free-for-all? This is the weekly free-for-all community race. The best way to tell if it's a free-for-all or if it's going to be teams or co-op is to look at the color of the frames around the players. If there are two that are the same color, then you know that they are in the same team. If they're all four individual colors like this, then it is a free-for-all or just the weekly race. All right, Elm, having picked up Speed Booster and the additional keys here in Palace of Darkness, going to be heading into the Dark Maze and will be able to pick up the big key. And then we'll see him head back to Helmsar King to finish it up. Maniacal finishing off with Dragon here. Very well done. Tottori has finished up looking at the items available from Crockermeyer and is going to be heading back. Should be heading directly into Link to the Past to check their Dark World access. All right, Maniacal making a final few checks here in Meridia after finishing off with Dragon. And Iris, I think they're saving before they head over to Batuin, just because they're a little low on ammo. Or did they already fight Dragon? All right, Elminster finishing up with Helmless Arcane, gonna get his magic cape. We also still have not seen what's on Bumper Ledge, so that could also be leading to some sort of progression. Tutori making the play here into their Dark World checks, starting off with Hive Cave. Gonna pick up a little bit of extra ammo, energy, as well as the shovel. All right, Iris with a little bit more ammo, having picked up some additional super missiles, heading back towards Batuin to finish that off and progress further over to Dragon. I'm heading over here to what we like to call the Cave 45 location, or south of the Grove Cave, to pick up their ice rod. All right, Iris finished off with Batuin. Gonna do a little bit of ammo recharging here from these little bugs that are very quick to kill, especially Plasma Beam. Tutori doing a little dig game here. Gonna find their 50 rupees as Maniacal heading through Super Metroid. Up Red Tower, gonna be heading towards Wreck Ship. Ooh, Iris there had a Shine Spark charged and was climbing up through these little mock troids here. Might have been able to get the spark through this room, but got pestered by one of the mock troids. Didn't quite make it all the way up. All right, Maniacal finishing up with Red Tower here, going to be heading towards Wreck Ship. Tutori with their first Dark World access here, checking the Pyramid Ledge as Iris drops down into the Dragon fight. Elm, having picked up flute from Palace of Darkness, turning in their bottle here, should also be activating their flute while they're in Kakariko Village. And then I suspect we'll see him pop over to the portal here and head into Village of Outcast. All right, Iris finishing up with Dragon, sees that 50 rupees, and decides to get out of town. Maniacal checking the only item available in Wreck Ship before beating Fantoon, seeing that reserve tank and doing the Nope tank, and heads on out. Totore making the correct play over to Palace of Darkness to pick up his speed booster as well as flute and finish up that dungeon. Hopefully that flute, just like Elm here, will direct them over to Village of Outcasts so that they can head into Thieves Town to pick up their French vanilla Titan's mitts. All right, Iris making the play down here through this little shortcut sandbar to drop down to this room, and then may take the portal just outside of Aqueduct to head straight up to check Plasma. Alright, Elm finishing up with the first 4 chests here in Thieves Town, grabbing that additional E-Tank before heading to the back. Maniacal finishing up with Fantoon. Very well done fight. Still nobody found the charge beam that could potentially be within Ganon's Tower or any of our remaining crystal dungeons such as Skullwood, Swamp Palace, or Misery Mire that we have not seen anybody enter in yet. Still need Hookshot, Fire Rod, and Cane of Samaria to finish up those 3 dungeons respectively, as well as Bombos Medallion for Misery Mire. Ooh, Totore taking a fall from that beetle there. It's kind of a hassle with some of these routing in Palace of Darkness, having to go to the right side because of Bolocked Pod. Scotty getting bodied by a beetle. But the beetle getting hit by that bomb was actually a little fortuitous because it does stun the beetles. And he makes it through this time. Gotta get past this one. There we go. We got it. Iris picking up half magic from the plasma beam location. And Scotty makes it past the mini Helmosaurs. These guys are a nuisance. Elm heading to the basement of Thieves Town here. Gonna pick up the Maiden, as well as finding the Cane of Burna in the Maiden's chest, and then heading on to Blind to pick up his Titan's mitts. All right, Totori still has a little bit more. Oh, because he's gonna mirror out. I was gonna say, I think he has a little bit more to check in the basement in the back of Palace of Darkness, but decides to mirror out. All right, Maniacal making the checks here to go through the attic in Super Metroid. We know that Wreckship is pretty much a complete bust. There really wasn't anything progression here that would help out. So we don't have Fire Rod or Bombos to access Ice Palace. We can dip into Swamp Palace. It's just that we can't do the back half. So potentially the first 4 chests, including the left side of Swamp Palace, could potentially hold our progression, including the hookshot, which would allow us to go through and clear out Swamp Palace. And I don't think anybody has checked the front half of Skull Woods yet. So our progression could be there. Elminster making the play here, just as I'm saying that. Does find one of the 2 items available with the missile there on the left side chest. The right side chest. Without finding a small key on the right side of Skull Woods there, he's not able to just head to the left to check it. And doing this routing could actually find the big key or the other item. All right, small key. So now he can head back and then go back to the front of Skull Woods, back into the main entrance, and then use that small key to go to the left without having to drop down. Makes it a little bit better for routing. Or, okay, he's going to drop down. All right, so compass, 1 more chest here that could potentially hold either the big key or an item. And it's another small key. So the big key for Skull Woods may technically be locked inside of the big chest there that Elm is walking past right now. Skull Woods has a little bit of an odd type of key logic that can have that happen. The big key could also potentially be in the back half of Skull Woods that Elminster would need the fire rod for. Bumper ledge, holding the screw attack. Elminster opting to not pick it up. We did get the magic cape from Helmasaur King in Palace of Darkness. So I don't know if we'll see many of our runners pick that up. Just having space jump is generally pretty sufficient for most people, but screw attack early can also help with a little bit of routing and obviously killing some enemies. But since Elm has already finished everything but Mother Brain within Super Metroid, aside from a couple item checks like Waterway, definitely isn't going to be picking that up. All right, so Elminster currently giving us a couple extra checks. He's heading towards Catfish now. Oh no, made a liar out of me. But that does give Tottori the final checks that he needed. Still missing one small key to make it over to Helmet Sore, I believe. Maniacal checking this item here. Missiles upgraded to super missiles, while Iris finishes up some of their checks here in Wreck Ship after finishing off Fantoon. All right, Maniacal making the play down to Blueprint Star finally. I don't think he's been through here yet, so he's still got construction area to pick up silver arrows. Actually, I feel like he did check that and then he reset. I can't remember. But he is going to check the escape shaft here. Tottori finally picking up that final small key, so they are able to head back to the backup pod in the basement to finish off Helmet Sore King. Piece of heart here at the speed booster lock location of the escape shaft. Iris gonna check the right side attic room here. All right, and Elm looks to be heading over to the left towards Red Tower. Could possibly be thinking about heading over to the waterway. One of the few locations that's left within Brinstar that's available. He did already check the X-ray location. Yo, yeah, I was gonna say Maniacal, wait. That's not normal arrows. You want to pick those up. Alright, Elm definitely heading through this green Brinstar area. Alright. Billy Mays check here by Maniacal. Hopefully he will not reset, remembering that he has those silver arrows that he wants to keep. Alright. Alright, heart piece there behind waterways. So nothing in the game's currently speed booster locked. So it's gotta be Swamp Palace at this point. We'll have to see where the progression lies. I can only think of Swamp Palace having any access that we're able to open up and get through. Maniacal and Elminster are about to have a quick high five as they pass each other. Iris finishing up with Wreck Ship here. I think Maniacal's also going to go check the waterway location. Tottori finishing off Helmet Sore King in Palace of Darkness. Come on, Scotty. Think Thieves Town. You've got everything you need to get over to the village of outcasts. I'm pretty sure that Tottori is a bit more familiar with Super Metroid. I know that he does quite a bit of Super Metroid runs and randomizers. So I am unsure what he could be heading back into pod for. Frog Stomperful in chat. That is correct with the exception of Skull Woods. Elminster did check the front half. There is one item remaining in Skull Woods, and the big key is locked in the back. We do need fire rod access. Maniacal is going to make the play to Mother Brain. He's heading into Torian right now, possibly just giving himself some time to think over what his options may be, where he needs to go next, while also continuing to get some progression. I still think that based on everybody else having pretty much checked everything that everybody's doing right now, it has to be Swamp Palace. We can't get into Ice Palace without either Fire Rod or the Bombos Medallion. Still need Fire Rod for Skull Woods, the back half of it. Can't get into Turtle Rock because we don't have any medallions, and that does also require a medallion. And we don't have Canis Samaria to progress any further in Turtle Rock, even if we could get into it. So at this point, we are pretty much progression locked for anything. So Swamp Palace, even though we do need the hookshot to complete it, there are 4 chests that you can check. Potentially 5 if the big key is in the front half of Swamp Palace. Hookshot could be there. It could be a forced double dip to find hookshot within Misery Mire or inside of Ice Palace if we find Bombos or something like that. There could potentially still be something like hookshot on pedestal, which would be really terrible. We have seen Eastern Palace fully cleared, so we do know that Armos is not holding an item. Armos has the compass. And Maniacal with a really great baby skip. Very well done. Iris doing some of the final checks that I think they may have forgot they already did, or they just could be heading up here for a faster pathing to get back into Link to the Past. All right, Maniacal finishing up with the first part of Mother Brain, going to be heading into phase 2. 60 super missiles to the face is really all that's going to be required for Mother Brain to enter into the 3rd phase. Maniacal taking enough damage already to go ahead and skip the stand-up glitch. So I don't think he'll be going for that. No charge beam makes it so that not going to be able to do stand-up glitch. Tottori finally making it over to the Village of Outcast. Elminster making my play, finally heading into Swamp Palace. And hopefully we'll see Tottori heading into Thieves Town soon to be able to pick up their Misery Mire. SATB in chat mentioning Maniacal is finishing up with Mother Brain while keeping a couple dungeons still available in Link to the Past. Yes, I think he's kind of just doing this as a way to kind of spend some time thinking about what he has available in Link to the Past. We've pretty much 100% cleared all of Super Metroid. So I think Elminster is coming into Swamp Palace, and this is where we may end up finding Fire Rod. It could even be Hookshot that's here, vanilla, French vanilla or something. And could also be something like another sword and Bombos tablet. Or a Bombos medallion. All right, so left side swamp is required. Oh, what a way to go through this. Map and compass as the first two items found within Swamp Palace. This is turning out to be a pretty rude little seed so far. All right, so two final chests available on the left side of Swamp, one of which could be the big key that could open up the big chest for us to also check for an item. All right, and Elm, having flooded the little pathway there, is going to be able to swim over to the left side and check the final two chests. All right, Maniacal in the escape sequence. Since this is his first boss between Mother Brain and Ganon, once he gets out of the escape shaft, the planet will return to normal, the explosions will stop, and he's able to continue progressing through Super Metroid if needed, or head directly into Link to the Past. He will not have the option to save or kill the animals since he did Mother Brain first. So yeah. And now, as you see, even though he's killed Mother Brain and, you know, the world is ending and the planet's exploding, it's not actually. It was just a trick. All right. I missed that first chest on the left. Oh, Ether! Ooh, we do have boots. We could bonk to the first chest in the Hookshot cave and find Hookshot, and that could mean that Turtle Rock is the Ether Medallion, and that we would then find Kano Samaria further within Misery Mire. This is Elm, that's the wrong one. All right, Maniacal is finally making the play through the escape sequence here. This will give him the boots. We do also still have Super Bunny Cave. Ooh. JShadow89 in chat asking, what did I come into? This is a combo randomizer that mixes both Link to the Past randomizer and Super Metroid randomizer into one game. There are four fixed locations or doorways that allow you to switch between each game. Items are randomized within each game. So you could potentially find something like the gravity suit in Checkerboard, like we've seen so far this seed, as well as the morph ball being in Eastern Palace. You could also find the bow or magic mirror in Bubble Mountain. And we did see Iris do a pedestal check, and it looked like it was just 10 arrows. I think it said you can shoot 10 arrows with this item or something. And Elm is making the trek here to Turtle Rock. Maniacal's about to pick up his Pegasus boots. That'll open up a couple item locations for him to check, which we've already seen, but... Alright, so it is double bombos required for both dungeons. We do still have a couple item checks that are available here in the Super Bunny Cave where Elm is heading right now, as well as the first chest in Hookshot Cave, which could potentially hold the hookshot. You are forced to bonk to that. Alright, so Super Bunny Cave has nothing. No, it is a hookshot in Hookshot Cave. What? Alright. That is ridiculous. Alright, so back to Swamp Palace we go. It looks like Elm may possibly be thinking about doing Spike Cave check before heading back to Swamp Palace. I feel like that's like the 4th time I have seen that happen. Alright, Elm has half magic. He'll make this very quick and simple check. He also has a fairy in a bottle, blue potion, quite a few things that can help him get through. Ooh, grapple beam. And he throws a bomb and shoots some arrows there at the chest with grapple beam. Now he may be thinking that puts Shack-Tool in logic, but we already know that Shack-Tool is just holding a fat stack of rupees, so hopefully Elm decides to head back to Swamp Palace before dipping into Meridia to check Shack-Tool. A Silent Harmony in chat asking, how many chests can it be in there? It can only be that first chest, because any of the other chests that are available within Hookshot Cave, you are unable to get to without the hookshot, unless you can hover with the Pegasus boots. Not that everybody can do that, so it's definitely not in logic, but logically, the hookshot can be there once you have Pegasus boots, because you're able to dash into areas to then knock yourself back. Oh, Elm missed the block removal with the mirror there, pushing that first block at Swamp Palace. And Iris definitely making the thought here. To check in Hookshot Cave for the hookshot. Gonna be happy to find that. Or maybe a little frustrated with some of those slashes. Alright, Elm. One removal away from being able to pick up the final small key that he needs for Swamp Palace and be able to progress to the back. Totori doing a couple final checks here, having checked the mirror ledge. Still needs to... Oh, did he finish up? I think he finished up with these down, right? So he should have his Titan's mitts. All right, and so for anybody in chat who's just joining, I know that there are other runners who are going through and doing this same race. We're only watching 4 of the 10 current entrants. If you are watching any of the other entrants, we would ask that you just don't post any spoilers if anybody finishes ahead or anything like that. I'll go over all of that information once we progress a little bit further through the game. But let's just keep focused on these 4 runners for now. All right, Elm picked up the big key from the drowned chest there in Swamp Palace, came all the way back up just to check that chest, and finds 3 bombs. Oh, and Maniacal with his boots now checking the Bonk Rocks cave, finding his red mail. Elm gets the Bombos medallion from Swamp Palace. Oh, that's so funny. That hook shot just kills me. Iris is going to be just a little bit ahead with this because they went straight to Hookshot Cave and got the hookshot before double dipping Swamp Palace. So that was not a forced double dip of Swamp Palace. Tutori making it all the way over here to Checkerboard Cave. He's going to be picking up their gravity suit. Fighter Sword Argus is a little bit of a pain. It can be, if you're good at it and you can time your sword spins and stuff well, it can be a little bit faster than doing menu strats with the magic hammer. So you can actually enter into Misery Mire. Cane of Samaria could be in there, but you are able to enter it with Bombos. So it could be a vanilla or French vanilla Cane of Samaria. But we are still also looking for the Fire Rod for Skullwoods. And Elm opting to go for Ice Rod strats since he has not picked up the silver arrows from Construction Zone yet. All right, finishes off with Argus getting next crystal and finds that fancy fire rod. So now the question is, do you go into Skullwoods looking for Cane of Samaria because you can fully clear that up, or do you head straight to Misery Mire having picked up Bombos medallion? Elm is making the play to go to the dungeon that he can full clear first. So he's going to start with Skullwoods. There is 1 item remaining in Skullwoods that could potentially be the Cane of Samaria, and then we would be in go mode. We would still love to see the Charge Beam, but as we've shown with Maniacal, you are able to go through and beat through Mother Brain without having the Charge Beam. So, I mean, if you've picked up enough ammo. Right, Iris about to pick up and find their Ether Medallion. Not going to be required this run. Maniacal making the play up here as well to check Super Bunny Cave and Hookshot Cave. So he will not be double dipping Swamp Palace similarly to how Elminster did, but he will still be ahead. He has already finished Mother Brain. All right, Elm dropping down here into the Mothula fight. He did skip the chest under the bridge at the beginning of the back here, simply because if that ends up being another small key, it saves a little bit of time. It could potentially have the big key. The big key could be locked in the big chest, so Mothula may have an item here. Elminster does have a fairy, he does have a green potion, he does have a blue potion, so this will be definitely an easy fight, and he finishes it up. He gets the map, so the second and final item within Skullwoods here may be in the chest underneath the bridge, or it could possibly be in the big chest if the big key is in that bridge chest. All right, Maniacal, having picked up Hookshot from the Hookshot Cave, ha ha ha, joke's on you. He's going to be heading directly towards Swamp Palace now, following immediately behind Iris. Elminster going to check this final chest here in the back of Skullwoods to see if it's the big key or the final item. It is the big key, so Elm will head back to the front of Skullwoods, pop into the front door, and check what the final item in Skullwoods is going to be. This could be Cane of Samaria. It could also be nothing. And Cane of Samaria may be French vanilla inside of Misery Mire. Or it could actually be a vanilla Cane of Samaria in the big chest. Alright, Scotty, working through Meridia, checked one of the sand pits and reset after finding that he didn't see any progression items there. Oh, second sword. Very nice. That's not garbage, and that's not Cane of Samaria. But still really nice to find. That does put us final place towards go mode. Just need that Cane of Samaria and we'll be good to go. Elm still doesn't have silver arrows. So he's also going to, if he doesn't find a third sword, he will be doing Master Sword Silverless, which is never an exciting process to ever consider. All right, heading into Misery Mire. Still looking for that Cane of Samaria. Hopefully it's not going to be something really awful like Cane of Samaria inside of Ice Palace, and then a forced double dip in Misery Mire would be really, really sad. Or not a forced double dip, but Elm at least double dipping it. Frame the animals in chat saying Totori is heading to Shaktool with a frame or with the ice clip. Maniacal already did this, and we know that it's just a stack of rupees. I think it's 100 or 300 rupees here at Shaktool. So we do know that Shaktool is not the answer, but it's a really cool clip, and he gets it. Very nicely done. All right, Elm, still looking for Cane of Samaria. Picking up a couple keys here in Misery Mire. Oh yes, Iris also giving us another check here with Pyramid Fairy. This could also hold Cane of Samaria as well as another sword upgrade. It could be our second upgrade to see. That's it! That's it! We're in go mode! Elminster's in go mode. Wow, that's ridiculous. Alright, there is another sword here in Pyramid Fairy as well as a 10 arrow capacity, well not capacity upgrade, but just 10 arrows in general. So, Elminster in go mode at 236. It's ridiculous. Crazy luck not having to dip into Ice Palace or Turtle Rock. Totori with the bad news that Shaktul today does not have any progression for us. And he resets, realizing that he didn't pick up anything from the sand pits that's going to make his progression any easier. Iris, after having finished up Skullwoods, Swamp Hellas, and has that fire rod for Skullwoods, heading up there, going to be picking up their third sword as well. All right, so Elm without silver arrows, or at least I'm pretty sure that I didn't see him pick them up. I'm going to be heading into this Vitreous fight. He does have magic cape, so he can do a little bit of maneuvering with that to avoid taking damage from the eyeballs. But just going through deboost, going to take the damage from the goo on the ground instead of the eyeballs. Switching to the magic cape. Alright, probably going to switch over to the bow. Yeah, still no silver arrows. No option to change from regular arrows to silver. All right, so that does put Elm with all 7 crystals. This would then start our Ganon Tower Big Key guessing game. If anybody has any guesses, 1 through 22 chests in Ganon's Tower that could potentially hold the Ganon Tower Big Key. I normally would like to guess chest number 9. Elm seems to always throw a wrench in things with his routing, depending on what keys and things he finds. But otherwise, it would be the Fire Snake Room. All right, Elm, just a couple more things. Totori finishing off with Dragon. He's got the blue suit, it looks like. Very nicely done. Iris finishing up with Skullwoods. Also dipping back in to check that final chest to pick up the big key, and then should be picking up a third sword, the Tempered Sword for Iris in the Skullwoods big chest. All right, so Elminster about to step into Ganon's Tower. Maniacal. Last phase of Argus here in Swamp Palace, as Iris heading over to the big chest for Skullwoods. First 2 chests in Ganon's Tower coming up. Missiles and a single rupee in the Hope Room. Master Sword Silverless Ganon is very difficult. I know that Elminster has done it several times before. He also has Half Magic, Red Mail, quite a few bottles, as well as the lantern, so that he won't have to use too much magic to relight torches in Ganon's. Yo, Spring Ball! Alright, Elm, having picked up quite a few small keys on the left side, is going to do Dark Magician strats and head immediately right again. Maniacal also taking the big bomb up to the Pyramid Fairy, going to end up with Tempered Sword as well. Cookie Monster 230 in chat. Where was Bombos? Bombos was in the waterfall chest inside of Swamp Palace. All right, Elm's coming up on chests 8, 9, 10, and 11. These Gibdos giving a little bit of trouble, being a hassle here. All right, we make it through. Chest 8, big 20. Chest 9, big 20. Chest 10, Compass. Chest 11, a Missile Pack. All right, Maniacal making the same play, heading directly to Skull Woods before heading over to Misery Mire. It is a dungeon that you are able to fully complete, so that does make sense. Misery Mire, they don't know. They could also fully complete it because the Cane of Samaria that is needed to complete it is inside the dungeon. But this will also get Maniacal his third sword once he checks the Skullwoods big chest to pick up the Tempered Sword for Iris and Maniacal. Tatori, finishing up with Dragon, is now going to be heading back into Link to the Past to start their adventure on finding their Fire Rod, Hookshot, and their Cane of Samaria. Alright, so chest number 12 for Elm. Normally would be Bob's chest number 14, but the routing that he's made today is making that chest number 12. Oh, getting bullied by the Ars Armos physics here. Alright, heading in to pick up chest 13, 14, and 15. Chest 14 being Quake Medallion. So we have actually found all 3 medallions throughout our playthrough here when we went so long with none. And Iris opting to come check this chest before heading into the torch room. Alright, Elm is gonna do tile room before heading left towards the Fire Bar, Fire Snake, and Rando room. Maniacal finishes up with Mothula as Iris is checking the right side of Misery Mire before heading left to the torch rooms, looking for that big key. Or not the big key, but Cane of Samaria. Alright. Tower room is just a missile upgrade, so that is chest number 16. We're going to have to check the Fire Bar room, Fire Snake room, and Rando room for the remaining chests here in Ganon's Tower. And Iris picking up their final Cane of Samaria go mode. Maniacal heading over to the Skullwoods big chest. Gonna be grabbing his Tempered Sword. And the Fire Bar room, still no Ganon's Tower big key. Be heading to the Fire Snake room next, and then on to Rando room if it's not in the Fire Snake room. Scotty or Tatori checking the hammer pegs now. All right. Fire Snake room is a small key. Oh, Maniacal missing that bomb jump there. Gonna try it again. All right, last 4 chests here. And there's the big key. Oh, nice. Free health refill by picking up a 4th heart piece as well as a heart container there by Elm. So that was chest number 18? No, 19, because he did tile room. Let's see. Got quite a few people who guessed number 17. Quite a few people who guessed 22. So you got a tie pretty much between that. But the first person to guess 17 was Chalmel in Discord, or in the stream chat. Elm has not found Tempered. I think that's a mismark on the tracker when Iris picked it up. He still has a Master Sword, which you see when he's charging through. So unless there is a sword through the Ganon Tower Gauntlet climb here, then Elminster may be doing silverless Master Sword. All right, Iris also now on their way up to Ganon Tower, having finished up with Misery Mire. Maniacal still on the hunt for that Cane of Samaria, should be finding it fairly soon. Very nicely done. Fire Rod strats for Landmolus 2 there by Elminster. Totori, having checked the bumper ledge, just sees that screw attack. And again, since we've already finished pretty much everything in Super Metroid for all of our runners, nobody will be picking that up. All right, Elminster finishing up with the Wizwob rooms here in Ganon's Tower very quickly, very nicely done. And Totori is making the play up Death Mountain here. I'm hoping that they're going to check Spike Cave and then hop down and head over to the right side of Death Mountain to check Super Bunny Cave and Hookshot Cave. Now, everybody, don't forget that Maniacal has still a little bit of an edge on a couple of these other runners just because he has already finished up Mother Brain. Elm getting that small key. 2 more chests here in Ganon's Tower that could potentially hold a sword for Elminster. That's not a sword. All right, very well done, Moldorm 2 by Elminster. And that's also not a sword. Another sword could potentially be inside of Ice Palace or Turtle Rock. Nobody has dipped into either of those and hopefully should not. Definitely don't have to. Alright, Spring Ball also for Iris, and they are continuing left, so they should be able to find the big key in Rando Room a little bit sooner than Elminster had. Elm going through here with Agatu, getting a couple really great strikes on it so far. Really nice double there at the end to finish him off. And just one more reminder as we're getting closer to the game for quite a few people. I know that we are only watching 4 out of 10 entrants, so if anybody else is also watching other racers from the same seed offline on their own streams, please, no spoilers on anybody who finishes ahead of these 4 runners on the stream or in chat, just so that we can focus on these guys. All right, and Elm dropping in here to the Ganon's fight. Master Sword, Silverless. This will be a long fight. But Elm's got a fairy. I believe he still also has a blue potion. And he's definitely done this before. Really great positioning from Ganon here to allow this perfect placement that gives you the opportunity to get 2 hits per sword spin for every time that you are hitting Ganon there. So it's going by very fast. Maniacal having finished up with Misery Miner as well. 7th crystal collected on his way up to Ganon's Tower. Totori was up on Death Mountain, but he did not check Super Bunny Cave or Hookshot Cave yet. Alright, Elm gets a torch glitch that'll make this a little bit easier. Really well done. Able to get 3 hits for that round. Ooh, misses that one this time. Alright, and Iris heading through some of these Zazak rooms in the gauntlet. And the last room here for Iris finishing up the gauntlet climb. Going to be heading towards Landmo 2. Maniacal having checked the first couple chests on the right side in Hope Room. Now heading left. Totori is doing Aga Tower. Alright, Elm finishes up with Ganon. Let's get our first G in chat for Elminster, finishing up his first boss. So it's going to be really close between him and Maniacal, depending on how much time Elm is able to save. But I think we'll have to see. If Elm's able to get the baby skip, and still no charge beam for anybody in this race, so not going to be able to do stand-up glitch. All right, Elm, 75 super missiles, 125 missiles. Definitely enough ammo to be able to go through and finish up Mother Brain. Especially with a baby skip. This could be fairly close between Maniacal and Elminster. Iris definitely in good competition for this race as well on our Restrained runners. And Zigma, I have no idea why Totori is doing Aga. I'm really not sure. The Aga item, I believe, was some bombs or like a big 20 or something. Completely completely not helpful for sure. All right, Iris, onto the Moldorm 2 fight. Hookshot in hand, ready to go. Okay, well, Totori is now just a room away from the Aga fight. Be able to check this out and see how this goes for him. Elm finishing up with the Metroids, heading over to the baby Metroid area. All right, Maniacal entering into the gauntlet here, Link to the Past. Oh, no, Elm gets snagged. No baby skip today. He's going to turn off some of his suits to help with draining his health a little bit faster. Very nicely done. All right, Maniacal, one room away from finishing up with the enemy gauntlet area, heading into Lanmo 2, as Iris drops down to Ganon. Maniacal misses a couple shots there on Landmolus with the silver arrows. Gonna have to go with a 2-cycle there. Not terrible. I guess it's technically 1 cycle. Totori battling Aga. Getting a couple good shots here. Oh, got a blue ball. Iris on to phase 2, possibly into phase 3 now of Ganon. Elm gets the Zeb skip, heading directly to Mother Brain as soon as possible. I wonder if he feels behind. All right, Totori finishes up with Aga 1. GG's. I don't know why. All right, Iris in phase 3 of Ganon now as Elm enters into phase 2 of Mother Brain. 56 super missiles, 115 missiles. This should be fairly quick. Totori heading up to Catfish, it looks like. Could potentially mirror and turn in Mushroom, except I think he was the first one to do that. As Iris gets the final silver arrow into Ganon. We'll get 1G in chat for Iris finishing up with Ganon. They'll then be heading over to Criteria with a save and quit and reset. All right, Elm's got his health low enough now that he doesn't have to worry about stand-up glitch or taking too many beams to the face. Maniacal finishing up with Moldorm 2. No falls this time. Heading straight up to Aga. This is going to be so close. I can't breathe. All right. Getting into the final phase of Mother Brain for Link to the Past, as Maniacal is going to be dropping soon into Ganon with a very quick Agatu. A triple shot there, definitely making things go quite a bit faster there. I think we're gonna see Maniacal clinch out this win here, unless he somehow takes a fall to Ganon. All right, Maniacal on to phase 3 already of Ganon as Elminster finishes up Mother Brain. Just has the escape sequence. I don't know. I can't breathe. Toturi making the play over to Swamp Palace. I don't think he's picked up Hookshot from Hookshot Cave yet, but... Oh, Maniacal misses the torch glitch, but... Oh, El misses the blue... He misses the blue bomber! Alright, makes it through the door, though. Oh, Maniacal with the double! Finishes up with Ganon. Very well done. Gotta walk through the door, don't fall off the ledge. And Maniacal GG finishing in first place with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 22 seconds. First place on our restream runners, as well as first place finisher in the race overall. We'll get him in for an interview shortly here. Elm's not going to save the animals, no way. And Elminster finishes in second place with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 56 seconds. So only a 34-second difference between the two of our runners here. Very closely, very, very closely done in that race between those two. And Iris Isotheus also finishing up with the baby Metroid. Did not get the baby skip, heading on towards Mother Brain now. See if we can get both Elma and Maniacal in for an interview shortly. Alright, and Iris did not get the Zeb skip. Still has plenty of super missiles available. We are joined by Elminster. Welcome, and GG.
Oh my god. That's the last time I'm checking Tyler before I finish clearing everything.
Yeah, that was some pretty crazy Ganon Tower big key routing there. Maniacal will be joining us shortly. He's just gonna grab a quick drink.
Oh, sure, now he takes his time.
Right. So, Crockermeyer holding your Moon Pearl there for quite a while. I do know that you tend to put Crockermeyer off till last quite often.
I shouldn't have this time, because I was still missing a lot. I didn't have speed, but I felt like Varia going to Norfair had yielded Mirror and Gravity already, and I thought those were pretty big, so I decided to skip Croc, and that hit pretty hard.
And then I completely forgot about Super Bunny Cave and Hookshot Cave potentially holding the Hookshot. I completely forgot that they were even things, and so I thought you were making the big play by going into Swamp Palace, and that Hookshot or Kano Samaria or Fire Rod or Bombos could potentially be there. One of those things I was right on. But
2 of those things.
just Bombos.
Fire Rod.
True, I forgot the Argus had that. But I mean, something that could get you progression, but neither of those things were technically available in the front half. And welcome, Maniacal, GG.
Thank you. GG. GGL.
GG.
What happened, dude?
I last locationed pretty much everything except for Samaria.
Yeah, I didn't last location Samaria, but
I also felt like I last location Minpearl, right? I felt so far behind. I felt so far behind that I decided to go in a swamp without hookshot and gamble that something was there.
Oh. Yeah, all I had was hookshotless swamp and Armos Knights left when I found hookshot. But I felt like I jumped out to an early lead because my early game just played out really, really great. I got really early Varia and Moonpearl. But so that let me route fairly efficiently with Moonpearl and Mirror and things. So I felt good about the routing efficiency, but I did end up basically last locationing hookshot because it was in a crap spot.
Yeah, I didn't I had access to that from Titansmith, but I didn't want to go up there without hookshot.
Exactly, or Bombos and Samaria.
Yeah.
Exactly, because there was that turtle rock hanging over your head, and I was late to boots. I did front of escape at like 2:20 or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Maniacal. When you were doing Super Metroid Gauntlet and picking up your Varia suit, everybody else was picking up boots in Escape. So we were kind of like, well, Varia opens up a lot more than boots, but...
Yeah, thankfully I spent a ton of time in Super Metroid and full cleared that game and finished it off really before I went back and then remembered, oh wait, I have absolutely no movement items in A Link to the Past, but my first thing post Super Metroid full clear was to go straight to front of escape because it was the highest item density left for me. So I got the boots fairly quickly, but I did spend a bunch of time trudging around Hyrule without boots or hookshot or anything to make it efficient but Mirror and Flute.
And Elminster actually went into Lower Norfair with the lava dive quite early and got Gravity Suit ahead of everybody else. And again, because of the Moonpearl at Crockermire, which gave you guys access to Pod to find that flute, he already had picked up Gravity and started going through Meridia by the time most people even made it over to the Mire area to find Gravity.
And Meridia had absolutely nothing.
Same with Wreck Ship. They were both pretty dismal.
Yeah, I did full Lower Norfair, full Meridia, full Wrecked Ship in sequence, and so I spent like 40 minutes just finding absolute trash.
You even made the ice clip over to Shacktool to find a nice stack of rupees, but
got him.
Saving the time there.
It did not work out so well, but I got the ice clip fairly quickly. I screwed it up the first time, but I was just like in my head with the nerves, and so I reset the room and it was fine. So I didn't lose much time there. And it meant that when I found Grappling Beam, I wasn't tempted, so that was good.
Yep, and just to interrupt you guys, sorry, Iris is just about to finish in 5th place with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 10 minutes, and 42 seconds. We did have Zosti and OC101 finish in 3rd and 4th place in between Elminster and Iris. So
yeah, it looks like they finished. Is that 1 second apart? Damn.
Yeah, I sniped right there.
I'm not surprised, given this seed.
Yeah, everyone full cleared pretty much is the way I assumed it was going. And so I expected to be, 5 to 7 minutes behind you, assuming that you had efficient routing, but it sounds like with the late Moonpearl that you kind of scattered a bit.
Yeah, and gambled some things. Yeah, it was not good. I even went to I did Dark Magician Girl Strat, so I went right, left, and then right to Armos, and then after that I did Tile Room because I was like, well, I feel really behind. Why not?
Oh man, I was really close to doing that exact same move because you got no small key right side, and so when Stalfos Room handed me keys, I was like, I want to mirror and do full right, but skip tile and then go left, and then do tile if I have to is what I was going to do. But I decided to carry it through Rando Room and then go hard right, and I was going to mirror after Rando Room, so I got the big key in a very fortunate spot.
Yeah, so I pretty much last location big key as well.
Yeah. I think that making up the 40-second time from Tile Room, if you had gone to do Rando Room before doing Tile Room, that may have made the difference between first and second place.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he routed GT the same way I routed GT, then he beats me for sure. Assuming everything else goes equivalently for both of us.
But that just shows you how close you two had both been. Iris definitely not far behind you. Maniacal did do Mother Brain first, simply before making it up to Dark Death Mountain to check Hookshot Cave for the final progression there. So
I was
it
gonna do that if
close.
Waterway had something good.
Yeah, I routed Waterway into that when I skipped Blue Bryn because I only had one Power Bomb pack when I was going down Bryn the first time. And so I just went down Red Tower instead, past Green Hill Zone, because I just didn't have the Power Bombs to go up. And so I kind of wanted to route that set of items back in. It was nice because I found silvers over there, but overall I had a bunch of stuff in that part of the map left as kind of my last stuff in Super Metroid.
Yeah, the silver arrows were at Construction Zone, Elminster, and the third sword that Maniacal and Iris also found was at the Pyramid Ferry.
Oh, I forgot that location. You know why I forgot that location? Because of Super Metroid League Randomizer.
Yeah.
Oh man. Those League Randos, like, moving between those and these is such a mental hurdle, really. Like, I had my race against Derp 15 minutes before this started, and it's pretty jarring moving back and forth between them because they're so different, like, every way.
Yeah. Honestly, even if I'd seen the silvers there, I probably still would have reset them because I didn't find anything good down there.
Yeah.
So the outcome would have been the same.
Nobody found Charge Beam. We don't know where that is, and obviously the fourth sword, and we also don't know. So either could have been in Ice Palace or Turtle Rock. Nobody on the restream went into either of those dungeons. So
I was very close to going to Ice. But
yeah, with both Bombos and Fire Rod, there you go.
Turtle Rock was off the table for everyone, though.
Yeah, by the time you
because
found
of
Samara, yeah.
Yeah, I was about 50-50 between Mire and Ice, and decided to go to Mire first, just on the, well, I'll let the game put the crappy thing in the crappy spot again. And the cane ended up being there. So it worked out.
Chat says that both Zosti and Aussie himself speaking in chat saying Ice Palace had nothing, so a couple people must have dipped in there probably after finding Bombos and Fire Rod.
That was not particularly fun to slog through for me.
Yeah, this one was a bit of a slog. Early it felt really good because I was really just rolling, finding a lot of stuff, and then like it devolved into this slow slog full clear seed. And so that hook shot really throttled. I imagine it throttled pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
There just was no good reason to be up there because you didn't have Samaria or any medallions either. So like you couldn't even be like, well, maybe I can dive Turtle Rock and get some value out of it. It was just, do you want to go up there for like just Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave one item? And I didn't even have the boots for so long, so it wasn't even on the table for me as a singleton until 225-ish.
Ether was actually, like, I found Ether in Left Side Swamp in my first dip, and I was like, oh, Ether. And I was like, I thought Bombus was the Misery Mire medallion, but this seems so conspicuous that I might be remembering wrong. So I went to check again, and it was still Bombus. So then I was like, okay, well, this gives me a tiny reason to go to TR. So I went Dark Death Mountain, got my hookshot then, but TR was still also Bombus. So I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Was there anything in this seed that technically was required as hard logic in quotes besides Super Metroid Gauntlet? Because of the wall jump with no high jump boots behind Gauntlet?
I think bombs were accessible though. You had bombs and morph, so
True, yeah.
you could
I guess
IBJ it. So I don't think there was any hard mode required stuff, which is pretty typical.
Yeah, it seems that way.
I was gonna grab that high jump and go right to do hell runs after that, and then Vari was in the way. I was like, oh, okay.
No high hell runs required, but the lava dive to Lower Norfair also not really required, because if you got Moon Pearl and went to Pod to get Flute, then that isn't a hard required logic, right?
Exactly. So
Okay.
I don't know if there was anything like behind a mock ball, or if there. I don't think there was anything that was progression over in the Bubble Mountain area, because those wall jumps are not in logic. I don't think.
So
Although, wait,
just to
you did
update.
for the
Oh,
door
sorry.
setup. So yeah, I think nothing was hard logic in this. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, just to update chat and everybody watching the restream still, Totori has technically forfeit the race, but he is still going through. He did try to do the baby skip and ended up getting caught just before going through the door. So he's for slow mode right now, but he is still heading towards probably the save room. Oh no, he's going for Mother Brain.
Oh yeah, I missed baby skip near the end of it, and I menued to turn off barrier, but I turned off gravity by mistake, so I menued again. And then I also had a lot of health. I didn't have charge beam or screw attack to lower my health faster.
Yeah.
No side upper, so that probably made a difference as well in the end.
Yeah, Maniacal also drained his health a little bit on Mother Brain because no charge beam for the stand-up glitch.
That's not what I was talking about.
I got a 6 jump baby skip, maybe a 7, so that probably saved a chunk of time there. Because I got through, and then yeah, I did have the extra health, and like Ms. Metroid was saying, have to damage myself down because no stand up, but really it was about the baby skip and having to drain.
So I know both of you are going to be entering the 1v1 tournament that's coming up starting in a week, right?
Yep. So I'm sure we'll see each other in that, because it is so written.
It shall forever be written.
Pretty much, but yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited for that tournament. I think that it depends on the entry size, but I think it's like 5-round Swiss cut to top 8, which is going to be pretty brutal if we get a pretty high turnout. Like X2 is dead in a lot of cases if we get, I think, over 32 people, which is, that's kind of scary because of how high variance this one is.
Yeah, well, so this brings my mind back to the Key Sanity tournament last winter with 208 entrants, and they still did a 5-round Swiss cut to top 8, which I really didn't like. But that was basically, you couldn't lose.
Yeah, like XO or... And I think it's possible that you have... Yeah, because you have more than 180 or 196 people, or 192 people. So you could have 6 5-0s. And so you could have an undefeated person. Or no, sorry. I was thinking cut to top 4 for some reason. But yeah, top 8. So yeah, all your undefeateds are in, and then there's like some late round X1s on the bubble.
Yeah, I kind of wish they do top 16 for like if there's a sizable amount of entrants.
I agree with that, or expand the Swiss so that, you know, X2 is live. But I mean, either way, it'll still be a fun tournament. I'm still going to play, still looking forward to it because I enjoy this randomizer, and I'm happy to see it played in a tournament format. Happy to see it featured.
Yep. We currently have 34 people that are registered for the tournament, so top 16 would be half, right? A little less than half.
Yeah, but if we do 5-round Swiss with 32 or 34, you're going to have X2s that are missing it, even if they lose their second match in the last round, which, I mean, creates some nice tension.
Yep.
So, should be fun.
Well, with Scotty having forfeit, we don't really have anything else going on the restream, so you guys are welcome to hop out, and I'll just shout out the tournament coming up one more time. We also have the weekly tomorrow as well.
Yeah, and thank you, Ms. Metroid, for the commentary. And it looks like Pansneck's here. I don't know if he was commentating or tracking or
he's tracking
whatever. But
today.
Okay, well, thank you for the tracking, Pansneck. And yeah, GG again, Elm, Zost, Aussie, Iris, Scotty. Looks like HCF Wesker is in there. I think PP Chan's still going. Karakarn just finished. But, you know, good crew we had today. It was a fun race, even though it was
nice show up. Elm, any other comments, questions?
Nah, I'm tired.
Yeah. All right. Thank you both. And just once again, tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. Eastern, we will be back here again for a normal logic Super Metroid A Link to the Past combo randomizer. So feel free to tune in to that. Check the Speed Gaming schedule for which channel that may be on. Additionally, starting next week, as we were talking about, we do have the winter tournament. There will be a Super Mario World beginning on November 30th and the Super Metroid A Link to the Past combo randomizer starting on the 26th. There is a $750 prize pool for each tournament, so look forward to that in the future. We're excited to be having that going on. Definitely looking forward to watching a bunch of our registered entrants go through and compete. One more time, thank you so much to Mr. Pancakes905 or Pansnack today for tracking for me. Thank you everybody in the Speed Gaming chat for tuning in, watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, make sure you pop over to our racers channels to give them a follow. I do believe I think all of these runners may... Iris, I'm looking at you right now. I'm not sure if Iris will be entering into the winter tournament, but I believe everybody else that was restreamed today is already registered for the tournament. So keep an eye out on their channels to see them progress to the tournament over the Swiss stages. And yeah, you guys will be hearing from me again during that tournament, as well as sometime, I'm sure, for another weekly race. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks Pansnick for helping out today. Thanks Speed Gaming for hosting our weekly races, and we look forward to seeing you guys again another day. Have a great night. Bye-bye.